When I was 8 years old, I went to school. My teacher asked me if I can move to Inuit or go to school. I'm not sure. Well, a man can ask if I can go to school, and we left we left to Inuit and then went to Montreal school. And she was looking for her mother, and keep looking through the window, and there were so many cars. She was watching and watching, looking out for her mother, like trying to recognize if that person is her mother or father, but it was different. Who's that? Like, she kept asking. She was scared. She was tested for her hearing, but it was too ticklish.
Yeah.
When she finally heard something, it was so ticklish. She didn't know, she was laughing because she was tickled from the hearing aid. So they were bad. She didn't like them. She had them for like few minutes a day, take them off and try it again because they were ticklish.
So was that in Iqaluit or in Montreal?
Where?
In Montreal.
Oh, Montreal.
So when you went to Mackay, you were there for 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years. When I was growing up, I used to eat country food many times. When she was growing up, animals she eat cooked, raw or cooked, frozen, she'll eat. And after, when she went to Montreal, English food, a woman came to serve her. She was going like this, and she looked at the meal and she tasted. It was bad. She looked for garbage, throw it in the garbage, and then, like when they were in a tent, they just throw it out. But the whole thing, she threw the whole thing in the garbage, the plate. She said she was going to have water. There was just tea, and like they only have tea. Then she started like bread, or it was different from Bannock. It was bad.
When he went to school that year or something like that?
You like these?
He mentioned he went out 1961.
He stayed for a year?
And then came back and never returned.
He never returned. Yeah.
Yeah, back then, the Mackay's and Vivian had only Filomena.
Yeah.
So she was grown up now, so the grandparents didn't have any kids of their own.
Yeah.
So they adopted him. So they said, no, you're not going back.
Not going
You're
back.
going to stay with us.
Yeah. I don't think he liked the school much anyway.
Yeah, he didn't.
No. Too hot.
Too hard.
Too hot.
Yeah, too hot for him. Picturing itata ko unak pala ng Edmonton.
Can you ask him, the teachers in the classroom, were they signing or were they just talking? Or?
Sign.
Did it sign? Yeah. But it was different than the signing here, eh? Yeah.
Different.
Different. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Some
same, some
some
different.
same, some
But there he learned some finger spelling then,
Yeah,
right?
he
With
could.
the ABCs. Yeah, so he knows how to spell.
spell.
Yeah. And there it is.
With her first one, she had a hard time, but the other four, she got used
It was
to
a lot
because
easier, yeah.
it was a lot easier for her knowing that they are deaf too and
Yeah.
that she was going to be coping with them.
Yeah.
But for her youngest one, who's his name is Johnny,
Johnny.
she had a hard time. Well, she felt for him because when she would try and tell him to go to school, he would not want to go to school and make excuses such as the school is smelly and that he gets headaches from them. And,
Yeah.
but she's very proud of him because he finished high school,
Yeah.
graduated from school.
Yeah.
For Philip, he attended school for the deaf in Winnipeg, but apparently his foster parents were mistreating him.
Yeah.
And my mother was worried that once he gets bigger, that they were going to have a hard time with him.
Yeah.
And the way he was telling my mom was that his foster parents were mistreating him, and as soon as he wanted to stop going to school, my mom just, said, okay, he's not going back to school. Stay home. They would have a hard time putting him on the plane, and that's when he's not going back to school yet.
Tamani niya una mga apaksuman na ulirama. Pero dili ya ukaw tawagama. Ako'y talaga yung linya o dito mga akitula mata ayun mata. Akasya nga. Surely kaya pero dili hunali akitula rin tikita katamang. Tema nagta akitula ako tiga yung tiksa mata tikita na kupsa ulula ako.
And when she went to education to find out if Philip can go to school here, in the schools here, they were telling her that it costs too much to bring up any kind of equipment to use for teaching deaf students.
Right.
And she asked them, why is it so expensive when other stuff that you try and get are the same amount? And that's when they started accepting the fact that they're going to have students who are deaf in the school.
Right, in the school.
Yeah.
Actually, may sapok. Makakal siya minalulok sa malo. Kisya na, kuya nakatalak nga na Tarahi ko rin mapayuto ko sa kanyit nga. Kasi kita manitag ko, kita matag ko, kasi magabiglig nga kandotak. Talaga kata ko yun.
No, she doesn't have very much to say now, but all she wants to say is she's very thankful. At least she has not just one child who is deaf, because the other siblings who are the other four are deaf. They can really communicate with each other, and even though they're really communicating, you can't hear them, but they enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
I was told that Luisa had to leave, and she didn't know what to say, and she had no choice but to let her go. And she was only like almost 3. When she was 3 years old, they told her that she'd have to leave her family.
She was only 3.
Yes. They sent her down to Winnipeg when she was 3 years
When
old.
she was 3 years old.
Yes. And they kept her in Winnipeg for a long time, and only after my parents moved to Rankin, they finally sent her to Rankin.
Winnipeg milin niya. May nakasya, nananang mga kalakso niya. Winnipeg milin niya lakpo ka. Pinubato niya.
When she was down in Winnipeg, she would be staying with foster home, foster parents, and after that, she was in Winnipeg for so many years, and later on, she was sent to Vancouver to attend high school.
Kaya wag ka na anak nila ayok maksudin.
They would both be crying
Yeah.
before they would depart from each other, and they had no choice. And
No,
they
no.
had no choice at all but to let her go,
Yeah.
and they would both be crying.
I started when I was 11 years old. I went to school in Edmonton there, and that would have been in 1961 till 68, and then I finished, just like. And when I first got there, I was learning the basics, a lot of the stuff from the students, and it took me a while to learn, like, I guess about 3 months to learn the basics, the ABCs, like how to fingerspell and stuff like that. But after about 3 months, I really started picking up the language very, very quickly. So that was great for me. And then 1968, like I said, I was there till 68. Came back home, and then And actually, it was interesting because when I came back to my home, my parents obviously were speaking Inuktitut, and I didn't understand them, and even just trying to figure out some of their lip reading was very difficult. So as a result of that, we actually, right at that time, started creating home signs or signs that were based on Inuktitut. I had the same experience when I was attending the Edmonton School for the Deaf, because I just didn't understand the English. That was another process that I had to learn. It's another language. So simple concepts, simple nouns like chairs, stuff like that. But once I got used to it and was reading it more and working with it more, I acquired it quite quickly.
My wife, she's hearing impaired. She went to school for the deaf at Edmonton for 7 years when she was 11, starting when she was 11. And she has all this knowledge that she has from learning sign language, American Sign Language. She always wants to teach what she learned in school for the deaf children or even regular children, so she can communicate with anyone. You see these deaf people in Nunavut, whenever they finally get together, boy, they feel like talking with their hands. They need to talk with their hands like we need to talk in our own Inuktitut languages.